We live.
For sure.
All right. Let's give it a few minutes. How you been this morning, brother?
Man, chilling, man. Last night draining as hell, man. But I'm good though.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. How you been?
Straight. You know, working as
Yeah.
now, doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Why am I getting weak internet? I am trying to stream this to Twitch as well. I think we good now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but StreamYard normally handles all the back end activities. So no, it
Yeah.
looks like great. So anyway, all right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I am your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me, we got the brother Q.
What up, y'all? What's good? What's good?
Yeah, we wanted to do this last night. I was doing another recording with the brother Chris Platty. So make sure you guys check that out. We had a good conversation about the Grammys, but more importantly about the top 10 list that Billboard put out there. And I put out some interesting, challenging thoughts that I think we need to get into. So yeah, check that out. It seemed to spark some an emotional response for him. But I think we just talk about just automatically placing certain rappers in the top 10. I think, at some point we need to get past that. Anyway,
Right.
So we didn't get a chance to do the show last night, but here we are this morning. A lot happened yesterday, and I thank you all for joining us as well. I know this is very impromptu, but we're doing it in the middle of the day because a lot happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the thing that where we're going to start, because we're not really going to be on here all that long, but I like getting a chance to talk to Q. Maybe some other members will join us, later. We'll see. But the invite is out there. But we're just going to really kind of just hone in on basketball for the most part. The extracurricular stuff, the sensational stuff, is part of the narrative when it comes to certain players. But at the end of the day, are these good moves or are these bad moves? How do these help the teams, et cetera, et cetera? So
Right.
if you talk to Q, because Q kind of sticks to just that, the core of what it is, and that's the game, and that's basketball. So anyway, yeah, man, let's get into it. I think waking up this morning or yesterday morning, the biggest trade that happened was Kevin Durant uh,
Mm-hmm.
being traded to the Phoenix Suns
Right.
for and along with TJ Warren for Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, some dude named Juan Pablo Valle, 4 first-round picks,
Mm-hmm.
a second-round pick, and another first-round pick in 2029, and another second-round pick in 2029. So the first 4 round picks are 23, 25, 27, and 28. Because
Mm-hmm.
obviously they can't trade picks back to back. Even though they somehow managed to do that in 27, 28. But nevertheless, that's neither here nor there. That is the deal. That's what happened. There were questions about why DeAndre Ayton was not included in the deal, and I read that he couldn't be traded until January 15th, and he had a no trade clause, so that's why.
Mm-hmm.
But DeAndre has really, really been playing well statistically. Like his numbers have been crazy. Like he's playing like a big man. So I think being able to retain him is good, even though they lose help on the perimeter.
Right.
What do you think about this trade?
Uh, in totality, I think it's a really good trade for Brooklyn. To recoup picks, to get talent like Mikal Bridges, to get Cameron Johnson. Those two guys, those two wings, I think they have a lot of untapped potential, and I don't think that they were gonna actually be able to fully develop in Phoenix. They were always just gonna be luxury role players, and by luxury, I don't mean that as a disparaging comment. I really just mean that as when you have Chris Paul and everything we know about Chris Paul, he's gonna make sure that you're a good soldier. You know what I mean? You're not gonna like be your own general. You're not gonna be your own like star on the team unless you are the designated star along with him. So when you have Cameron Johnson, Mikal Bridges, even someone like Dario Saric, who I think kind of fell out of favor, those are guys who are going to go to other teams and make a little bit of a difference. And I think Cameron Johnson has a lot of untapped potential as a potential star, maybe potential fringe all-star kind of guy, like the kind of arc that Victor Oladipo had. Everyone thought that he was kind of a bust or just kind of reached the ceiling. Then when he goes to Indiana, becomes really great at being the lead guy. So perhaps Mikal Bridges being the defensive player of the year, runner-up last year, and just the skill set that they have, I think that they kind of made out pretty well in this trade, especially going to Brooklyn, not really having any type of infrastructure over there beyond just guys who are just trying to hoop. And Brooklyn made out pretty well, man, getting Dorian Finney-Smith, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, getting Spencer Dinwiddie to pair with just Cam Thomas. So I guess it's going to be their like de facto Kyrie now. They have a really interesting team. As for Phoenix, on their side of the trade, I get why they had to do this. I'm not necessarily in love with it from the perspective of, they're going to win the finals now. I don't think that at all. But the West just got a whole lot more interesting. But I do have concerns. My concerns are Chris Paul did not magically de-age himself by 5 years. He didn't just get 5 years younger. He's no longer 32 years old. Booker, how much of his usage rate in the playoffs is going to come back to haunt him when you have to think about his hamstrings or think about other soft tissue injuries that have plagued him in really recent months. Think about Ayton, how on and off the NBA world loves to give him credit and then they love to tear him down. So adding Kevin Durant, who is now approaching 35 in this fall, on his third MCL sprain in the last 12 months, this could be disastrous. And I'm not really feeling the whole coronation of, this is the big three. No, this is a big 2.3. You know what I mean? Like, Chris Paul's not even a 0.5 anymore, man. Chris Paul's cooked, in my opinion. But he can at least get you 10 and 12 in the playoffs. But is that enough?
Right. It definitely helps Chris Paul. I think he can definitely. I mean, we know the cerebral player that he is. He'll be able to get maximize everybody else's output. I think this alleviates pressure on him from having to be like one of the de facto scorers. We saw in the playoffs. When it came down to it, he struggled.
Mm-hmm.
The length of the season kind of caught up to him. How does this work with Ayton when he was kind of flourishing a little bit, being putting up the numbers he's putting up. So we've seen KD be able to kind of mix in with everybody and play along with everybody as well. But yeah, I think how do Booker and KD function as units? So I think that the coach going to have a job to do there in order to make this work. With Brooklyn. With Brooklyn, I think they what an incredible job. I know that the big three didn't work. I know that the other big trades that they assembled in the past didn't work as well. But somehow, some way they found a way to kind of recover and recoup those assets that they give it up. So they managed to get key pieces that can play now, but also give some draft capital to kind of build around in the future. This season was a wash. KD wasn't going to win it by himself, and KD and Kyrie was a thing. Like, they wanted to play together. KD wanted out. That was clear as day. So I like that they were able to kind of have this discussion without the whole world knowing that this was a discussion. And I thought that they handled that very maturely. So we'll see. I think the other thing that I may have for you in regards to that, and Rob, you're kind of right. I'm really interested to see how Ben Simmons play now. He can't even stay on the court. This man stay hurt, but now he's the guy. This is kind of like, he said that he wanted a team like this in the past. Now it's on you, brother. So now what are you gonna do? Because so I don't know. We'll see. The question that I had was about Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on board with some of the talk that's out there, some of the rhetoric about whether or not this is boom or bust for them, title or bust for them?
No, because when you think about also pieces like Darius Baisley, TJ Warren, it's so funny. Also, just a quick little sub narrative of how all these players are going back to their original teams that drafted them. There's some really weird energy happening in the NBA. D'Angelo Russell, TJ Warren, who else? There's like a whole bunch of other players that are going back to their original squads. Nah, I'm not really buying it that it's boom or bust right now, ring or bust. But you're getting to that point where Chris Paul, you have the next 2 years probably. You have this year and next year. If you don't get it, you're not going to get it. Because then you're looking at like, all right, rebuild. Because what? You're going to have to rebuild around Booker and then just trade everybody. Or you end up having to trade Booker and just like go young because Booker's going to be what, 25, 26, 27? This is one of, you know what I mean? So you have him entering his prime. Is he going to want to stay around for a rebuilding project? You have DeAndre Ayton, who was always beefing with Monty on the sideline, man. They always going at it. And then, CP is going to be 40, I think, in next year. So this is not, and KD's going to be 35 in this fall. So you have a pretty older or entering their prime and not here for no games type of team. So this is definitely, boom or bust next year. Right now, if they can get to a Western Conference Finals and actually show heart, take it to a Game 7, I don't think no one will be disappointed. But if they flame out in this first round, there might be trades.
I got you. Drink more water. Yeah, bro, we live, man. Impromptu. Thank the NBA. Adding somebody to the stream. Salute to this brother, the OG.
What up? What up?
Yeah.
What's happening, man?
Yeah.
Good, bro?
Me and RZA connect.
What's good? Hey, I just wanted to get on, man. I'm working. I got this conference call in a second. I wanted to ask y'all a question. What trade didn't happen that you thought should have happened, or that you would have liked to have seen happen?
430, what up?
What up, though? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me okay?
What up?
What's good? What's up, brothers?
Man. B, so Kyle just asked everybody a question. What trade do we think should have happened that did not happen?
For drama purposes, shit, Kyrie to the Lakers.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
That's a good one.
Lakers. Kyrie to the Lakers. I mean, just because we already know NBA is great at drama, so I think they missed the mark by not sending Kyrie Irving to the Lakers. I think that would man, people would have been going crazy over that shit.
Right.
That's just me. That's what I think.
No, that's a good one. Jerseys would have been sold like a mug, man.
What?
Oh, man, the Cuba, man, the commercials, Kyle, already.
Yep.
They're back. The bad, bro. Isn't there a Bad Boys movie coming out later on this year? There would have been Bad Boys promos. Oh, the boys are back. All this shit, man.
The like you said, the drama and the promotion would have been behind them too, linking back up at LA, a big market city. I think that's a trade. I think that should have happened.
I'll go more boring. I'll say Chicago. Chicago should have traded either DeRozan or Levine. I don't know to who, but Levine has always been making noise these last couple months of like, I don't like the situation here. I'm a better talent than this. We keep losing, like, you know what I mean? And we all knew that Chicago was kind of a fluke last year getting to the playoffs because. So I probably would have went Chicago. I would have loved him here, like personally. Next to James Harden, if we could have got him next to Harden and Embiid, that would have been great. But
hell yeah!
You know what I'm saying? Like either DeRozan or Levine, like would have been good next to them. Yeah. So
another one, real quick. Okay, another one. I don't know what team you can send them to, but I think a trade that should have happened was the failed Minnesota Twin Tower. Rudy Gobert should have been gone. Should have been out. Rudy Gobert should have been out. He should have been out of here. He should have been out of there. Minnesota should have got rid of him because this is clearly Anthony Edwards' team. Like, to be honest with you, they should move on from Cat Williams now.
That's
Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sorry, Karl Anthony Towns. They need to move from Cat.
We know what you meant.
They need to move him. They need to move from him, man. So yeah,
you might as well call him Cat Williams, man. He funny as hell. It's just like, no, I say that too. I was talking to my boy Kingsley on his podcast a couple days ago, and he's a Minnesota fan, LA fan, and I'll tell you this: Cat should be the one that has to go because it's Ant's team. So you want to put rim protectors and you want to put lob threats around him. And Cat is not that guy. If I was Cat, I would have sent Cat somewhere like to the Knicks. I would have sent him home to the Knicks. I would have sent him somewhere like San Antonio, let Pop try to, rebuild around him. I probably would have sent him somewhere, you know what I mean? Like shit, even like a Pelicans would have been all right with him, you know what I mean? So
John Collins, they should have got rid of his ass. I like that.
You knew Ken was gonna stay in Atlanta. You knew he was gonna stay in Atlanta. You knew it.
Okongwu, man, when he got playing time when Capella went down, or they should have got rid of Capella. He showed that he can fill that void, man.
Right.
The kid got a lot of talent, and it wasn't just like a couple of games. Like this was sustained. So yeah, I think getting rid of John Collins or Clinton Capella would have been a good move to get him, more playing time.
Yeah, I think everybody hit on something. Q was probably the closest where I was. I was thinking Levine. I'd seen some talk about Levine possibly to the Knicks. I don't know if that was just Knicks fans talking because that's what they do. But yeah, man, I'm with all of y'all. All of those make sense. I would have liked to have seen, but yesterday it was crazy. That's what we need. Like I was saying in the group chat, man. Like
I love it.
We got away from the NFL. I mean, you don't have to have NFL dominate the headlines the whole time. So, and granted, it's not going to be like this every year, but yesterday was dope. I enjoyed it.
Another thing before we get back to the actual trades, I want people to also recognize just how many second-round picks were traded last night. And the reason why that's so important to highlight is because FIFO talks about it all the time. I guess I'll be the de facto FIFO in this. The NBA's talent pool is getting so much larger. It's becoming like soccer, where you got people from all over the world who can come in and get 30 points a game, dude, on any situation. So what that means is second round picks are becoming just as valuable as late first to mid first. Like you're seeing, the Sixers traded a 32nd pick, which is basically a late first for Jalen McDaniels, who, had a lot of high draft stock. I mean, well, I guess you say more, he kind of garnered a lot of favor with his play in Charlotte, and he started to get a lot of stock in his name. So for us to be able to get him for Thibault, who I don't think is that good, and then a 32nd pick, I think that's really good for Daryl Morey. And you're just seeing it across the league. The Lakers trading second-round picks and getting second-round picks. They're the Warriors trading Wiseman to Detroit. Shout out to B. You know what I mean? Shout out to them boys. And then they get 5 first-round picks back. I mean, 4 second picks back to trade for Gary Payton II. You know what I mean? So it's like people are really realizing that, man, we can find diamonds in the rough on cheaper contracts and not having to pay those guys like crazy premium talent wise,
Yeah, and I'll be honest, man, I didn't know second round picks were that like people had a plethora of second round picks like that. I mean, they was passing things out like food stamps yesterday.
Yeah, for real.
It's crazy.
Like WIC checks. It was like a WIC check, man. That was getting the county building for real.
Hey, man, I'm about to jump on this conference call, man. I'm going to holler at y'all boys. I'm going to keep listening, man. Y'all boys stay black.
For sure.
Appreciate you, Kyle.
For sure.
Closing out the Suns Thunder, Darius Baisley, Q mentioned him earlier. They got him from the Thunder for, this is a separate trade for Sarek, a second-round pick and cash considerations. And also the other 2 teams involved in that deal, the Bucks got Jay Crowder and George Hill, Ibaka, Jordan Nwora, and 3
second-round picks. Yeah.
Pacers. B, what are your thoughts on the while we got you here, the Kevin Durant trade?
Suns going all in. That was definitely a trade I didn't see coming. Of course, when Kyrie left, people were speculating. A lot of people were speculating. Myself, I'm pretty sure y'all was included, thinking like, okay, what's going to happen with Kevin Durant? Like, I was just thinking he was just going, finish out this season, try to do whatever he can this season. But to go to the Suns, like that was like a whoa. I mean, because that happened, of course, on the East Coast time zone. I was asleep at that time when it happened. So waking up to that, I was just like, wow. And I was thinking, and I even tweeted, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is like an NBA Finals appearance, championship, or bust for the Suns going into the season if they all stay healthy. Because we all know, we've seen Chris Paul get hurt at the wrong time in the playoffs before. Hopefully Devin Booker won't get hurt or re-aggravate something. Hopefully Kevin Durant won't re-aggravate anything. So going into it, if they stay healthy, they're going for it. And I was surprised that they was able to keep Aiden, but to come to find out, and I want to say you mentioned this, Ken, on the Dead End Sports Short, that he had a no trade clause. So yeah, they're going in. They're going for it. They had to sacrifice some bench and some some good wing defensive players, but when you're doing that to get a talent like Kevin Durant, you're going to have to make those sacrifices. So, yeah, Suns going all in. It's championship or bust for this second half of the season for them.
I feel that.
The second biggest trade that happened was about Westbrook. He got into it with the coach. The next day, they got his ass about the paint. He was traded. Let's see where that was at the bottom here. 3-team deal. So as Q mentioned earlier, D-Lo's coming back to LA. They also got Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt. The Wolves got Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 3 second-round picks, and the Jazz got Westbrook, Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, and a first-round pick.
So real quick, Ken, real quick. So after of course, hearing about Russell Westbrook going to Utah, I think they're assuming that Utah is going to buy him out. And I think the 3 teams that I've heard or read that was possibly landing spots for him was Chicago, Clippers, and it was one more team I can't remember if it was. Not as if y'all heard something different as well. Fill me in, but Chicago or Clippers was definitely one of the teams that was on the list of possibly picking up Westbrook if he get bought out by Utah.
Okay. Thoughts on this trade?
Man, we got Malik Beasley, which I saw something so funny on Instagram. It was a tweet, and somebody was like, somebody tell Malik Beasley to stay away from Scottie Pippen Jr.
Bruh, yeah, I saw that too.
But yes, he was really trying to get at Scotty's wife, man. Like he's trying to get at Larsa. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, Larsa free bands. But that's how it goes. So you got Malik Beasley, D'Angelo Russell. I think that they'll add shooting. They'll add very necessary shooting. They will add a needed presence on the offensive end. Defensively, Malik Beasley can try hard and he'll make some plays here and there. He's not a stopper by any means. D'Angelo Russell is definitely a matador on defense, but D'Angelo he's terrible. He doesn't even try. He's like, and like I don't even think he lifts weights, man. I don't know.
I don't think so either. It's like all he cares about is offense, bro.
He hasn't put on a pound.
Q, he's definitely gonna give him some nice, a better outside shooting at the guard position than they did before. But you're right. That dude is pedestrian when it comes to defense.
Yeah. So hopefully it's good that AD, if he can stay healthy, man, every game AD goes down, man. It's getting sad at this point, man. Like, it's to the point. It's to the point that health has to be taken into account. Like when we're looking at, saying, oh, if they can just stay healthy, if the history shows that guys can't stay healthy, then I just can't really put them in my top 5s, my top 10s. I can't pencil them in for, they'll make a deep run. Every other game, AD is going down, staying down. And it's hard for me to think that the Lakers are going to do something because of him. But I'll say if was a spliff, we all be high in this mug. But it's like, if he can stay healthy, I think D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, of course, added in with, Troy Brown Jr., Austin Reeves. That's your core. That's like your 6 or 7. You know what I mean? And then adding in a couple more guys here and there, Lonnie Walker. Cool. We'll see but this is definitely a better offensive group. It's more cohesive. And there's guys that are probably going to come on the buyout as well. The buyout market is pretty deep too this year. So I like what the Lakers have.
What about you, B?
Yeah, I still think I mean I'm not like, oh man, this is about to be the deal breaker for the Lakers. They got to be about to make a run at this.
Right.
Like I said in our text thread, I hope Lakers don't make the playoffs because I'm tired of seeing them on TV. I'm tired of them being on primetime TV all the time. And the Lakers suck. They suck this year. But this before this trade. So let's see what this trade does. Let's see what Coach Ham can kind of muster up as far as the lineups and getting these guys' chemistry going. They might be a play-in. They still in the outside looking in. They're not even a play-in team right now, but maybe it's still a lot of basketball left. Maybe they can make it. I think Conley for Minnesota, definitely you got a nice, good pass first point guard that can shoot pretty decent. But Rudy Gobert and Cat, he's still messing up. I think they're messing up Anthony Anderson's growth, in my opinion. And then, like I said, Utah Jazz, they're gonna probably buy out Russell Westbrook and send him. He's gonna be signed with somewhere packing. So, I'm just not putting too much stock in the Lakers. I still think they're not playing team. I'm tired of seeing them on TV, and we can just move on from them.
Yeah,
I think somehow it may work out. I think it was a good roster reset.
Right.
Even though I didn't like what they gave up for Rue, he looks like he's playing fairly well since he got there. They dumped Pat Bev, got Mo Bamba, who's good defensively. And he couldn't do anything in Orlando. It was just a roster logjam there. And the Jazz thing didn't make sense for Westbrook, but some type of deal was made behind the scenes where it was like, look, just take him off our hands.
Yeah.
They'll give you however much it's going to cost you to do this. So they're going to buy him out and send him somewhere. Whatever the argument was, I haven't listed any insiders yet, but it must have been a really bad argument because I gave Westbrook props all year and I still think he deserves it because he went to the
thank you, Ken.
Played his role.
Go ahead and say it.
Effective in that role, and he did the one thing that a lot of people didn't think he would be able to do. So I don't know what happened last night. I don't know if things were starting to bubble where he thought he should have got back in the lineup, whatnot. But it's neither here nor there at this point. He's out. So now they did a reset. They got D'Angelo coming in, and we'll see where it goes from here. So that's that on that. B, I know you kind of mentioned it earlier. The Pistons got Wiseman, and the Warriors got Gary Payton the second and 3 future second-round picks from Atlanta.
5. They got 5. They got they got a total of 5 second.
Yeah,
picks
5
total.
because the Blake. Yeah, which is crazy, bro. That is something. I think that's an interesting point to look at how these second-round picks are moving. Hawks get Sadiq Bey, which I know you hate it. I'll give you a chance to talk on that. And the Blazers got Kevin Knotts and, of course, 5 second-round picks. So you got Wiseman, you gave up Bey. So thoughts, brother?
Only thing that I'm still trusting Troy. You know what I'm saying? I think this is definitely a money-saving deal. It's kind of like spin low. Let's see what Wiseman can do because, Wiseman been balling in the G League, but every time when he's stepped up into the roster spot, it's like I haven't seen anything where I'm like, oh man, like that's it. So of course, now I want to see Sadiq Bey go because he was definitely a good scoring addition for us. But like I said, I think that can just be because of cleaning up some cap space money wise, and I think he's almost due for re-signing and anything. So I'm pretty sure Sadiq gonna want some big money, and I know the Pistons probably want in that position to give it to him. Kevin Knox, he wasn't doing anything for us, so I can see why we let him go. But yeah, Wiseman, I just haven't seen the potential is there, but this is like he hasn't done anything with Golden State for me to be like, okay, I can see something here. So I think this is one of those things like spin low. Let's just take a gamble on Wiseman. It's like we ain't putting that much stock into him. If he pays off, good. I'm really great. I'm happy with what we got with Jalen Duren. To be honest with you, Q, I know we haven't had a chance to talk about this, but the chemistry that him and Ivy has developing right now in these last 20 games, with Kay Cunningham being out for the season, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Duran. So, but James Wiseman, if he strikes good for us, that's gonna make us look even better in the future. But if not, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we spent low on that anyway. We cool. We can let him go.
No, definitely. I think it's same thing with Sadiq Bey. I think that's a good trade for the Warriors. I think Detroit is just low risk, high reward.
Yeah. That's all it is. This is like, we'd take a shot on him. If he don't work out, that's cool. We still got Stewart. We still got Duran. We still got guys we can build around.
Man, can you imagine if the Warriors just took LaMelo Ball? Like, man, they would probably be him and Jordan Poole off the bench.
Man.
Or they could have been flipped LaMelo for a real star. They could have got like Bradley Beal or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Exactly. It's crazy, man.
All right, so that's that on that one. It's funny, we were just talking about Reggie Jackson. He was getting propped up because he had a good run in LA, and they got rid of him. The Clippers got Mason Plumlee, and the Hornets got Reggie Jackson and a second-round pick. Any thoughts on this one?
I expect a buyout. Mason Plumlee went where again? I think I heard you, but
Clippers.
He went to Clippers. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of more so divvying up the minutes for him and Zubac. I feel like Zubac is he's a solid player, man. He plays really hard. I think he definitely has a spot in the league for years to come, Zubac. But Mason Plumlee, I think he adds more of a passing dimension to the Clippers throughout the post, and
he's gonna be the backup.
Yeah, he's the backup, and they're gonna split minutes probably, and he can probably play some real playoff minutes as well. Reggie Jackson, he's gonna be a buyout guy, I anticipate. If not buyout, he's gonna get bought out at the beginning of next season. So
I think so. And then it's like now Clippers. Okay, Reggie Jackson. Clippers don't have a point guard, right? Am I thinking correctly? I'm looking at their roster.
I think they're clearing. No, John Wall's in Houston, and he just got bought out.
Yep. John Wall went back to Houston, a place that he was unhappy with, and then he's getting brought out. So I don't know what's gonna happen with John Wall.
I would take John Wall as I would love John Wall as our backup point guard in Philly, man. I would love him as our backup.
Oh yeah, he would be nice off the bench. It's just like, but is he motivated still? Is he? I mean, because I thought he was playing decent for the 34 games that he played, but yeah, Clippers don't have no point guard now. So,
well, I think they're looking at
Westbrook. Russ. That's why I think Westbrook was one of. I think when I was mentioning earlier, I think that's why Westbrook was one of the teams that was on the list. If he, once he get brought out by you, assuming that he gets brought out by Utah Jazz. So,
man, how funny would that be if Westbrook gets to go back to LA, and then he's like, what's up now? Like, you know what I mean? Y'all talking all that shit then. What's up now?
That'd be crazy. Because I think Clippers, they are at least a playing team right now. I think they at that level where they're playing. Yeah, so he'll be above. He'll be higher than where the Lakers is at.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they did another deal where they got Eric Gordon and 3 second-round picks. So they restocked. Of course, you already mentioned John Wall going to the Rockets and being bought out. Danny Green, I haven't seen him play yet. It felt like he wasn't in the league. Another pick, and then the Grizzlies got Luke Kennard. So that's interesting. They got rid of him as well. So he's going to play with Ja and the Thugs. I mean, not Thugs. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna call them Ja, his boys. So that was done. Q, your Sixers.
Yes, sir.
14 transactions. So they got Mac Daniels, 2 second-round picks. The Hornets got Shvi Mikhailiuk, 2 second-round picks. Trailblazers got Cam Reddish. My God, bro. Matisse Thybulle, Ryan Arcidiacono, a first-round pick, and the Knicks got Josh Hart. Thoughts on this one for your squad?
Man, I like the Josh Hart move for the Knicks. I think it's Svi Mikhailiuk. That's how you say his name. Only reason I know that because of LeBron. He was on the Lakers a couple years ago. And the Sixers getting Jalen McDaniels, trading Thybulle to Portland. I think Portland is just doing shit every year. They just say, "Hey, let's just make a trade to make a trade." They don't really know what's going on, and it's so funny. Somebody was like, during the midst of all this movement, you see in superstars. I'm pretty sure Dame is texting Chris Haynes right now that I am 100% committed to winning in Portland, and I just feel like that's so funny. Every single deadline we see Dame talking about, I am not available. Do not call my phone. I'm staying in Portland. It's like, dude, whatever, man. Enjoy it. And Thibault, as a Sixers fan, I think Thibault is probably the most overrated player that has been in the last couple drafts. Like, people love to just talk about his defense and, oh, look at his plus minus. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, dude, look at how he plays the game. He gets a couple deflections every single game. He gets killed on backdoor cuts. He don't know how to shoot the ball. He don't know how to dribble the ball. He can barely lay the ball up. And all he can do is dunk. So I'm like, dude, okay, I'll take a Jalen McDaniels who can at least shoot the three. Last year when they had LaMelo Ball in the lineup way more than they did this year, he shot 38% from three. And then this year he's shooting 32%. I would rather take a respectable 32% than a dude who doesn't even know how to shoot the ball at all in Matisse Thybulle. So as a Sixers fan, I appreciate the move, but I'm not moved by the overall like team that we have right now. I'm not gonna go on a rant. I just don't think that this team is very mid. You know what I mean? Tobias Harris being your fourth best player is not. It's just not a good team. You're not gonna do anything of actual consequence in the NBA when Tyrese Maxey, a second-year player, is your third or second best guy on most nights. It's just not gonna happen. And Joel Embiid being that big, demanding that much energy expenditure from him every single night, and then telling him to carry you to a finals with James Harden just being on some John Stockton shit, that's not how it's got to work. And that's why I just don't understand what Daryl Morey is doing. I would have tried to go get Zach LaVine. I would have tried to get DeMar DeRozan, somebody who can come in and get a bucket, because it takes the attention away from Joel, it takes the attention away from Harden, and it allows Maxey. If we had to trade Maxey, I'm with that. Like we're in win now mode. Joel is going to be 30 next year. You know what I'm saying? So we're no longer, we're no longer 23, 24-year-old Joel Embiid. We all got time, process, it's cutesy. No, James Harden going to be 35 years old soon. Like, Joel's 30. Like, Tyrese, get his ass up out of here. If somebody wants him, bring in Zach LaVine. Get us some actual help so that you have a third option, or really a second option. So, as a fan, I like the move, but we have to go get a backup center as well. Montrezl Harrell as your backup center in the playoff game, dude. Doc Rivers gotta go. Doc gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Gotta go.
You got any thoughts on that one, B?
No, not really. I mean, I'll let Q cook on the Sixers, but I was going to tell Q, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Embiid. I love what he did to Joker the last time they matched up. That's how Embiid should play every man.
Yeah,
I mean, the sky's the limit if Embiid plays like that.
He destroyed him, man.
He destroyed him, man. Destroyed him. I love it.
Absolutely.
Oh, B, while I have you, what were your thoughts on the Kyrie Irving trade? The people didn't get a chance to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was kind of another. It's funny because my dad called it out. Like, I remember when he had first announced that he wanted to get traded from Brooklyn. And I was talking to my dad, naming the possible teams. Of course, I was like, yeah, he'd probably go back to Lakers. They probably setting this up to send Russell packing and bring Kyrie there. And my dad was like, no, I think he should go to Dallas, over there with Luka, da-da-da. I'm like, really? I didn't even see that coming. So when he went over there, I was just like, oh, snap. So now it just makes me think, what they're going to do, how they're going to get at least some type of front court. I know they got Christian Wood there, but I feel like he's been kind of injured a lot this season. I haven't seen much of him. So yeah, I'm just worrying about how they're going to do with front court and how Kyrie can kind of gel with Luka, the way Kyrie being a ball dominant person and Luka kind of being somewhat of a ball dominant person, but he has to with that roster. So, I'm interested. I mean, it's going to be exciting watching them boys cook, especially the games that they both cooking and they both rolling. I'm definitely going to looking forward to seeing that.
All right, cool. Not a lot of notable trades. So I'm gonna just list out the trades, and if you guys have thoughts on them, feel free to weigh in, and I'll hit some of these super chats. Celtics acquired Muscala from the Thunder. The Thunder got Justin Jackson in the second-round pick. That happened. Pelicans trade for Richardson. So they got Josh Richardson, and they gave up Devontae Graham and 4 second-round picks for Josh Richardson.
Like I'm telling you, them second rounds are going. They going.
Hell no. Bro, they could have did that trade straight up. But anyway, that's insane. That's a lot. Hawks acquire Bruno Fernando, and Garrison Matthews, and the Rockets got Justin Holiday, Frank Kaminsky, and 2 second-round picks. So I thought that was a good move to kind of get Frank Kaminsky up out of there. Wasn't Bruno a Hawk before? Am I tripping?
I'm almost positive.
I believe he was.
The Nuggets did a 4-team deal. They got Thomas Bryant. Of course, we already talked about Mo Bamba going to the Lakers. The Lakers also got Devon Reed and a second-round pick. So they got one of their picks back. The Clippers got Bones Highland. So there's your point guard, maybe. And, of course, the Magic got Pat Bev and a second-round pick in cash. The interesting thing about this one, of course, is Pat Bev. You know, all that shit he was talking, and then he just up out of there talking about, oh yeah, you know, I'm taking them to the playoffs, or they're playing with me, and blah 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 blah.
Bruh.
You've been saying
what was so funny about that was that when the Lakers got D'Angelo Russell, you know, Pat Bev was all happy. The gang is back again, you know, because they played in Minnesota together. When Patrick Beverly took off his jersey and when they made the play-in or whatever. So when that happened, then like literally like an hour later, Pat Bev was sent packing from the Lakers. Like, dude, going to Orlando.
Man, Pat was holding up the camcorder, holding up the camera in Boston. He's like, man, do you not see this? And it's crazy. I don't know, man. It's been a lot of weird moves. I also want to bring up the Milwaukee move to get Jay Crowder. I think that's a fantastic one of those. Milwaukee just makes those. Milwaukee makes that one tweak every single. Like, you know what? We're missing a guy who's going to dive on the floor. We're missing that guy who's going to make that corner 3 in the playoffs. That's going to send us to the championship. It's just who's going to make that momentum swing, like pass. Like that's all it is, man.
Them
like,
intangibles, Q. Them intangibles, bro.
Yeah, they keep looking for like that PJ Tucker move that they made a couple years ago every time,
and they won a championship. They won a championship off that.
I love it for them, man. I really do. Absolutely.
Yeah, as long as Middleton, if Middleton can stay healthy, I really want to see how far Bucks can get back there. Because I personally feel like if we would have had 100% Bucks squad, who knows? It would have probably been a Golden State versus Bucks finals this past year. I
want that because I don't think they have any answer for Giannis. I don't think Golden State has an answer for Giannis. They don't. You can throw bodies at Tatum and Brown. Those are guys who have to get it off the dribble. But when you got that 7-footer in the middle who gonna take one step and be at the rim and just go gadget on you, bruh, who you gonna put on him? Kevon Looney? Come on now,
bruh. I'm definitely interested to see what this 100% healthy Bucks squad can do, man. Really?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not even hearing people who say anything other than Giannis is the best player in the NBA, man. Like just because you miss a finals or just because you start off the year slow, everybody wants to give Jokic best player in the NBA. Jokic is not Giannis. Ain't never been Giannis. Will never be Giannis, in my opinion. Embiid will never be Giannis. Hasn't been Giannis in the playoffs. Hasn't carried the way they're supposed to. Luka, they keep trying to put these KD. No, Giannis, since LeBron has taken his 2 or 3, 4 steps down from being like the best player, I think Giannis clearly is the best player in the NBA.
You know what's crazy, Q? His Brian's 2 or 3 steps down is literally matching with his MVP season.
Exactly.
That's
man.
insane.
It's a marvel. Like he's LeBron is like a universal marvel, man. Like it's like we gonna have to just kids are not gonna believe this shit. Like in 20 years, they're gonna be like, yo, he was dunking from the free throw line at 38. Like everyone's like, what? He was doing that? Yeah, man. No, it's greatness. I think has to be defined by sustainability, maintenance, longevity, and that's where LeBron is at right now. So I'm hoping that the Lakers and what they added in, just bringing in guys like D'Angelo Russell who can organize the offense a little bit better. You know, Rui Hachimura being more like fitting within like a 3-and-D role, not being asked to create. You know what I mean? Beasley just kind of staying in his lane. AD, just please play D, rim run, and do what you do. All we need is for you to have a couple out-of-body games in the playoffs. And then LeBron, you can keep giving us 27 and 8. They should be okay. But that greatness, as long as it can be sustained and they have ability to lift all boats with this tide, they have a chance.
Yep. B, who's the best player in the league to you?
I mean, shit. I mean, I'm with you with the Giannis. I think Giannis definitely have grabbed the bull by the horns as being like the best player in the league. I would still say Bron. I mean, because if we was hailing Bron as this great player doing the Miami and his second Cavs run, when you look at the numbers, you look at his proficiency and everything, it's exactly the same. In some cases, a little bit better than what he was, 8 years ago. So I was still, seeing, I see lists when they got like Bron number 8, number 9. I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Like Bron is still, if y'all was having him to this high standard back then, and he's still sustaining that standard, why can't he still be considered the best player in the league? Look how much he's still needed at where he's at. So it's crazy.
Absolutely.
All right, that's real. Read through the rest of these real quick. Rappers at Jakob Portal. Spurs got King Birch, first round pick and some second round picks. Kings added Kessler Edwards from the Nets.
That's pretty good.
It is.
I like that for the Kings. It's a solid move.
Okay. Then they get the drafts right to David Mishi. You know what? Some guy named Dave. He's traded Dedmon to the Spurs for cash.
Yeah, he's washed.
We've got Dedmon for a second round pick. We already talked about Kyrie. The only other one that's left is the Celtics traded Vonleh to the Spurs, and they got a second round pick and some cash, and that's pretty much it. Unless I missed something, but this was on NBA.com.
They did add Mike Muscala to the Celtics, just added him. So
okay,
backup big, I guess, another shooter type.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So read through these real quick. Oblivion, what up? The Warriors are terrible when the trade deadline comes.
Oh yeah, Gary Payton II came back to them.
Yep.
But I feel like that was the plan from day one. They said, "Hey man, go get your money in Portland. I mean, Portland and us, we got a connection. You're gonna come. That's what it is."
CD said, "I can't wait for the Lakers to fail because the way they scapegoat Russ is crazy." Shout out to Adrian Wells, who's a member. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yep. And last one, drink more water. What small move do you like the most? Crowder to the Bucks, GB second to the Warriors, Muscala to the Celtics, Highland, Plumlee, and Gordon to the Clippers.
Crowder to the Bucks.
Crowder, yeah.
Crowder to the Bucks.
Yeah, Crowder is going. I said it. I'll say it again for drink more water. Crowder's going to hit that one shot. He's going to make that one pass. He's going to make that one dive on the forward play where
that defensive possession.
You need that one key stop to go on a run, and he's going to be the supercharged for it. He loves those moments, man. He was huge in the Miami Bubbles series. So yeah.
And that's it. We are done. Man, so dope of you to stop by, B. Totally unexpected. Appreciate you, brother. You haven't been on for a while, so it's good for the people to kind of get your thoughts on some of the things.
Yeah, I ain't even look on the YouTube, so I ain't know what folks were saying. But yeah,
Detroit basketball.
I had some downtime at work, so once I saw you post the link, I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to hop up in here.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody, man. Everybody in here deep, man. I didn't expect so many people to show up, so we appreciate you guys. If you are new here, I should have said this earlier, subscribe to the show. We do a show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. We're, of course, going to recap the Super Bowl, but after the Super Bowl, we get into a lot of basketball talk. So if you're here, you love basketball. So please come back for all of our spirited debates. It gets pretty intense. So make sure you guys follow us on social. You get a chance to see all of that. So maybe we'll do more impromptu shows like this since there's a lot of love here, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Brother Q. As always, a pleasure talking to you, man. Hearing your sharp, brilliant mind discuss basketball, the game itself, and not the extra stuff. We love the extra stuff. We love the drama.
For sure.
But we have people that just love, just how this stuff works. And with that, we're going to call it a wrap, man. We'll catch you guys later. We out. Peace.
Peace.